to get my back blown out in peace. You think I got time to talk about a divorce that's a year old?
The internet has a way of dragging secrets into the light. No matter how private you try to be, one screenshot, one leak, one whisper can spiral into a storm. That's exactly what happened when a DM allegedly written by Iman Shumpert surfaced online. It wasn't just any message. It looked like a raw, desperate plea to his former partner, Teyana Taylor. The words were simple but powerful. "I can't lose you. I'll do anything." Within minutes of hitting a gossip page, the screenshot began spreading like wildfire, shared on Twitter, reposted on Instagram, remixed on TikTok. Suddenly, everyone had the same question. Is Iman begging to get Teyana back? And if so, what does this mean for their already complicated history? The timing of the leak made it even messier. At a moment when both were trying to move forward with their lives, this message ripped open old wounds and forced them back into the spotlight. Fans didn't just see a DM, they saw a confession. A man admitting he couldn't let go of the woman who once defined his life, the woman he built a family with, the woman who stood by him through triumphs and heartbreaks. But others weren't so sure. Was the message even real? Could it have been fabricated to embarrass him, to stir chaos? Or was someone in their inner circle leaking private conversations to make headlines? The scandal began late at night. Most people were winding down, scrolling casually through their feeds, when the screenshot appeared on a well-known gossip account. At first, some dismissed it as fan fiction, the kind of thing trolls post for attention. But as it spread, the details made people pause. The username matched his. The writing style felt authentic. The timing of the DM seemed to line up with recent rumors about his emotional state. Within an hour, people weren't asking if it was fake, they were arguing over what it meant. Fans zoomed in on the screenshot like forensic experts. They circled timestamps, compared fonts, analyzed emojis. "Look, that's exactly how he types," one fan commented, while another insisted the punctuation gave it away. Twitter exploded with threads dissecting every angle, debating whether this was evidence of regret or just a trap. On TikTok, creators reenacted the conversation, adding dramatic voiceovers and sad music, turning the leak into a form of entertainment. Instagram flooded with memes, pictures of men begging their exes, captions mocking the situation, screenshots layered with crying emojis. But beneath the humor was a serious question. If the DM was real, why would Iman send it? Was he truly desperate to fix things with Teyana? Had the distance between them finally broken him down? Or was this just a moment of weakness, a late-night confession typed out in regret? Whatever the case, the internet wasn't letting it go. What should have been a private conversation was now public property, dissected by millions of strangers hungry for answers. And then came the theories about who leaked it. Some said it was Teyana herself, quietly exposing him to show the world she had moved on. Others swore it was one of his friends, tired of watching him spiral in private and choosing to air it out. A few even believed hackers were involved, digging into private accounts to stir up chaos. The leak didn't just raise eyebrows, it raised suspicions. Who would benefit from the world believing Iman was still begging for Teyana? Was this revenge? Was it an attempt to shame him? Or was it exactly what it looked like, a man putting his heart in a message and losing control of where it landed? The scandal didn't stay confined to gossip blogs. Within hours, major outlets picked it up. Headlines screamed, "Iman begging Teyana back," and leaked DM exposes desperate plea. Talk shows mentioned it. Podcasters debated it. Even celebrities quietly liked posts about it, fueling the fire without saying a word. The story had gone from rumor to mainstream news. And once it reached that level, there was no turning back. This wasn't just about a DM anymore. It was about image, pride, and the messy, painful reality of love in the public eye. For fans, the screenshot was either proof of lingering love or proof of hypocrisy. For Iman, it was humiliation. For Teyana, it was a test of silence. And for the world, it was the start of a scandal that would only get darker. To really understand why this single DM cut so deep, you have to rewind to the story that came before it. Iman and Teyana weren't just any couple, they were a cultural moment. From the beginning, their energy was electric. They looked like they had it all: love, family, success, and chemistry that was undeniable. Fans didn't just see them as two people in a relationship. They saw them as proof that love could survive in the spotlight, proof that loyalty could withstand fame. Every red carpet appearance, every joint interview, every playful exchange on social media became a piece of a fairy tale fans wanted to believe in. At the height of their love story, they seemed untouchable. They shared milestones proudly, wedding vows, the birth of their daughter, holidays spent together as a family. The photos radiated warmth, the captions were filled with declarations of loyalty, and the interviews always circled back to how much they meant to each other. They weren't just a couple, they were a brand. Together, they represented resilience, passion, and commitment in a world where relationships often crumble under the weight of fame. But like all stories, theirs had shadows. Rumors of infidelity began creeping into conversations. Whispers of tension behind closed doors started surfacing. There were moments when Teyana's posts carried a tone of distance, moments when Iman's appearances looked strained. Fans noticed. They always notice. The smiles sometimes looked too practiced, the silences stretched too long. And while both tried to present unity in public, the cracks were becoming harder to hide. Their arguments, once private, started becoming whispers in public spaces. Close friends admitted the two often clashed, two fiery personalities, both strong-willed, both unwilling to back down. Some said that passion was what made them magnetic. Others believed it was also what made them combustible. The fights, the jealousy, the accusations, none of it was shocking in hindsight, but at the time, it was brushed aside as normal ups and downs. Until the ups stopped balancing out the downs. That's what makes the leaked DM so believable for many people. They've seen him praise her in interviews, calling her strong, beautiful, the center of his world. They've seen the old Instagram posts where he wrote long captions, calling her his queen. That history doesn't fade easily. Which is why, when a screenshot appeared of him saying, "I can't lose you. I'll do anything," people didn't doubt it. They believed it instantly. Because deep down, many suspected he never stopped wanting her back. But the DM didn't just stir the fans, it stirred the families too. Suddenly, relatives on both sides found themselves caught in the crossfire of public scandal. Teyana's family, always protective of her, allegedly urged her to ignore the message. To them, it was too little, too late. He had his chance. One insider claimed her family told her. They worried that engaging with him, even privately, would undo all the healing she had fought for. They didn't want her dragged back into a cycle that had already hurt her once before. Iman's family, on the other hand, was divided. Some were embarrassed by the leak, frustrated that private matters had become memes and headlines. They urged him to move on, to focus on rebuilding himself without chasing after something that might be gone for good. But others weren't so harsh. They saw the DM as a sign of love, a desperate attempt to fix what was broken. They encouraged him to fight for her, to show the world that his regret was genuine. The tension wasn't just between families, it was within them. Parents worried about the couple's daughter, fearing how this chaos might affect her as she grew up. Siblings debated endlessly, some mocking the situation as just more drama, others insisting it was a serious cry for reconciliation. Close friends of the family said group chats turned into debates, arguments about whether the DM was real or fabricated. Every conversation ended in confusion, every theory clashed with another. Even within Teyana's circle, opinions were split. Some friends told her the DM was a trap. If she responded, even with anger, it would be screenshot and leaked again. Others wondered if ignoring it would make her look cold, heartless, as if she didn't care about the man she once loved. It became a lose-lose situation. No matter what she did, the internet would twist it. For Iman's circle, the situation was equally chaotic. Some friends encouraged him to publicly deny the DM, to call it fake and shut down the rumor mill. But others told him the opposite, that denying it would make him look like a liar, especially if more messages leaked later. Silence, they said, was the only option. But silence was also the loudest choice, because it let the speculation grow unchecked. What should have been a private conversation between two people had turned into a storm pulling in entire families, stretching bonds, and forcing relatives to pick sides. And the more people tried to stay out of it, the deeper they got dragged in. Fans didn't waste a second before turning into detectives. Twitter threads stacked up by the minute, each one claiming to have the real truth. Some fans zoomed into the screenshot, pointing at punctuation marks, emojis, and even the way Iman capitalized certain words. "This is definitely him," one thread claimed, comparing the DM to his past Instagram captions. Others argued the opposite, saying the spacing, the grammar, even the background color didn't line up. TikTok was worse. Creators stitched the screenshot with old interviews, overlaying dramatic music, claiming every slip of his tongue over the years hinted at regret. Instagram comment sections turned into a battleground of Team Teyana versus Team Iman. Memes flooded timelines, mocking him as desperate, while others painted him as a man finally realizing what he lost. For some, it was pity. For others, karma. For everyone, it was addictive. And then came the twist. A second screenshot suddenly appeared online, allegedly showing the continuation of the chat. This time, it wasn't just Iman's words, it was a reply. For words that sent the internet into meltdown. "It's too late now." Fans gasped. Was this Teyana shutting him down? The tone felt cold, final, like a door being slammed shut. People dissected the phrase, comparing it to her past tweets, her interview style, even her song lyrics. "This sounds exactly like her," many insisted. But skeptics weren't convinced. The timing felt too convenient. The leak too perfect. Some whispered it was staged, planted to make headlines. News outlets seized on it, running with the narrative of Iman begs, Teyana rejects. Suddenly, this wasn't gossip. It was a story with two sides, both silenced by the people at the center. Now the suspense is unbearable. Did Iman really send those desperate words? Did Teyana truly shut him down with icy finality? Or are these screenshots the work of someone exploiting their history for clicks and chaos? The longer both stay silent, the bigger the storm grows. Every hour feels like another twist waiting to happen. And fans can't stop asking, will this end with reconciliation, or will it carve the distance deeper? So now it's your turn. What do you believe? Were those DMs real, or just another viral stunt? If they were real, should Teyana forgive him, or is it too late for second chances? Drop your theories in the comments, because this isn't just a headline anymore, it's a mystery begging to be solved. Don't forget to hit like if this story shook you, and subscribe for more, because when the truth finally comes out, it won't just break the internet, it might break hearts too.